Hey guys, it's Sunday. It's like 10 in the morning right now, and I am about to start making cookies because I want to take pictures for the blog, and the lighting's really good in here right now, so I thought I'd start now, which means we're probably gonna have to taste test cookies before noon, and you know, there are worse things in the world. Anyway, I am about to make my favorite pumpkin chocolate chip cookies. I make these every fall and they're really good. Like, I don't love pumpkin pie. Pumpkin spice is like whatever, but these pumpkin chocolate chip cookies, I don't know, they're not super pumpkin-y. There's just enough pumpkin for me. So I'm gonna make these, and we're making a double batch, which means we should end up with about 120 cookies. So Brandon's work will be getting some and we will be keeping the rest. So yesterday, when I was making sure we had all the ingredients, my brown sugar was really, really hard. And I mean, it's like mostly a full bag, so I didn't want to buy more. But special tip, if you don't know, put a little piece of bread in your brown sugar and it will make the bread hard, but it'll soften the brown sugar right up. So I put it in yesterday and the brown sugar is good to go. So one thing I always underestimated in my early days of baking was not mixing the dry ingredients in a separate bowl like all the recipes say to do. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but with these cookies I do especially, just because it makes a huge difference on the softness of the cookie and how well they rise. So when you're making these, make sure that you mix your dry ingredients in a separate bowl and add them in slowly to really quick. I don't love ginger, so I go light on the ginger because I don't like it. So this is kind of silly, but when I'm making these cookies, I kind of just look at the mixture, and depending on how much like brown versus white there is, I add more cinnamon. And it's just something that I've done every single time I make them, so it actually looks pretty good right now, but I'm just gonna add a little bit more cinnamon. This recipe calls for 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, but honestly I just kind of like eyeball it and put in however much cinnamon I want to, because I think that's the best part. The recipe says to mix the like flour mixture and slowly do it. It's important. So I just like kind of add a little bit of time, wait for it to mix in. It's gonna take a while, but I promise it's worth it. These are gonna take so long to make. We have so many cookies. We have like 10 sheets a lot to do, and they take like 12 minutes a piece. So the original recipe actually specifically says not to use semi-sweet chocolate chips and to use milk chocolate. but I prefer semi-sweet and I think they taste better. So I'm using semi-sweet. If you want to be like me and break the rules, use semi-sweet. I'm gonna mix in the last of the chocolate chips by hand because my KitchenAid can't get far enough down to mix them all in there, so, oops. So, don't use a spoon, it will fall apart. Alright, so we finished baking. We ended up with this many cookies. So, quite a few. But anyway, it's one of my favorite holiday recipes. So we'll put the link, we'll put the recipe in the description so you guys can make it for Thanksgiving in a couple weeks. And hope you enjoy. Happy baking.